How are you today? I'm good. I'm good. We can almost check off another week, right? I know. Pretty soon you're going to be graduated, right? Yeah. That's crazy. You'll be okay, just like the rest of us. Yep. So would you rather be able to teleport or shape shift? Really? How come? Good morning, Joe Marion. Joe Marion, would you rather be able to teleport or shape shift? That's our $6 million question today. What do you think, Jomarian? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You could go anywhere, right? Snap your fingers. You too, Jomarian, snap your fingers. So where would you guys teleport to? Yeah, you would need money, would need a car. True. True that. Where would you guys? Oh, yeah, Japan. I know that, Jomarian, right? Japan. Everywhere. Okay. You wouldn't like shapeshift to Paris or someplace, Brooklyn. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do today. Would you? Would you shape shift to like Paris or someplace? Brooklyn. Yeah. Okay, so clase hoy es jueves, el 4 diciembre. So again, remembering that the rest of the world puts the day before the month, right? And so it's not April 12th, but the 4th of December. Yeah. ¿Y qué vamos a hacer? Vamos a completar el vocabulario. So we're going to focus on finishing up this vocabulary about activities, right? And I'm going to throw out there, vamos a conocer el verbo ir, our verb to go. And then if we have time today, I have an activity for us about it's a interpretive, the fancy word, you guys, is an interpretive reading. So there's like an image and then some questions based on the image, et cetera, right? So if we have time, we'll do that. Okay. Well, and you know what else, Brooklyn, about teleporting? You wouldn't have to worry about like a plane accident or a car accident, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? You just flash and there you go. Okay, so what I need for you guys to do, if you don't mind, is access your guided notes from the other day. The pasatiempos, right? Pastimes or hobbies is what it's called. It's in Unit 6. I don't know if you made a copy of it or if you put it in, or if you kept it in Canvas or, you know, whatever you chose to do. See if you can pull those up. I don't know if Arshad's joining us or who. And then kind of give me a thumbs up, you guys, when you have your stuff pulled up. Jo Marion, is it in Cami? How did you save your vocab list from the other day? Is it in your Google Drive? Is it in Canvas? Because I would like to get those finished today and let you guys just submit those. Brooklyn, did it save what we had in there? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Jo Marion? Okay. So, let me see. All right, I'm going to share this now. Okay, so here's where we are. And Jamarian, I need you to keep up with me here because we're running out of days, right? You guys need to have everything turned in no later than the 17th, right? So if we can finish these up together, then, you know, you can just check it off your list. So here's where I want to start today. First of all, can you all see my screen? See? Okay. So I want to start over here to talk about who you do things with. Okay. And I want us to, as a group, finish or figure out what they mean. Okay. So the first one is a question. Con quién? If quién is who, what do you think this question is asking? It says to talk about who you do things with. What do you think this one's asking? Con quién? Yeah, very good. With who? So go ahead and type that in. Or maybe in good English, with whom? I don't know. Okay. All right. Our next one, you guys, is con mis amigos. So who are we talking about? Who do we do these things with? Con mis amigos. What is that, clase? You can unmute. Jamarian, are you typing with me? Muy bien. With my friends, right? Mis amigos, mis, with my friends. Muy bien. So go ahead and type that in. With my friends. Okay. All right, this next one's kind of difficult. Con mi equipo. Anybody know that word? Brooklyn, maybe in your Duolingo or something? Equipo. Con mi equipo. No? Okay, so con mi equipo, Jomarian, with my team. So remember, if we're talking about, you know, doing sports or something, we could say with my team. Equipo is a team. All righty, the next one, con mi familia. What do you think? Yeah, with my family. That's it. With my family. Jamarian, you getting this? I can't see your face today. righty, solo or sola. Now, if you know anything about music, what does this mean? Solo or sola. If you have a solo in music, what does that mean? Does it mean that you're performing with the whole orchestra or band, or does that mean you're performing alone? What do y'all think? Brooke? Solo or sola? Joe Marion, you play percussion or something, don't you? So what is solo or sola? What does that mean? Do you guess? Okay. It means you're playing alone, right? If you are performing solo, it means you're performing alone. When they put a prisoner in solitary confinement, what does that mean, solitary? Or when you play solitaire, a card game, solitaire, what does that mean? What is solitaire, Joe Marion? The card game. Are you playing with somebody else or are you playing alone if you play solitaire? Good morning. Anybody hear me? Joe Marion, can you hear me? All right, well, tell me. I don't know. Tell me something. Don't leave me hanging. Yeah, if you're playing the card game solitaire, aren't you playing alone? So soul, that's where the word comes from. If you put a prisoner in solitary confinement, that means they're in a hole, right? In a cell by themselves. Okay. So anything SOL means alone. Okay. All right, so you should have those. And I'm going to switch my screen because what we're going to do is we're going to finish up this side, you guys, of the, let me erase those. This side of the thing together. Okay, because now listen carefully, because this side of the vocab list is what you will need to use in order to complete our interpretive reading activity. Did everybody catch that? Give me a thumbs up if you caught that. So we're going to finish these up together because you're going to need them in order to do the other activity today. All right, so let me switch my screen up. Give me a second. All right. So be ready to type. Okay. All right, here we go. So our question here is con qué frecuencia? So frecuencia, frequency, right? How frequently or how often, right? We do a certain activity, right? That's the point here. So con qué frecuencia? Frecuencia is like frequently, how often we do something. Okay. Now, if I go too fast or something, you guys need to speak up. Okay, so let's look at how these are pronounced. Ahora, ahora, luego, después, hoy, mañana y la próxima semana. Okay, ahora, luego, después, hoy, mañana o la próxima semana. So in your vocab list, you're just typing what these mean. I'll give you a couple of minutes. And then y'all give me a heads up when you're ready for the next Okay, Jamarian's ready. How about you, Brooke? Almost? You're ready? Okay. Okay, this next one is kind of a lot, but it's not difficult. We have el próximo año, next year. Esta tarde, this afternoon. Esta noche, tonight. Esta mañana, this morning. Okay, so you can see tarde, noche, mañana. And then esta meaning this. So that's not difficult. But what gets kind of weird is down here at the bottom. If we want to say tomorrow morning, right? Since mañana is morning, we can say, and also tomorrow. If we say mañana por la mañana, that's tomorrow morning. Okay, because you got the combination of tomorrow and the use of morning. Tomorrow afternoon or evening, mañana por la tarde. And then tomorrow night, mañana, tomorrow, por la noche, right, in the evening. So those are kind of interesting combinations. El próximo año, next year, which is coming right up. Esta tarde, this afternoon. Esta noche, tonight. Esta mañana, this morning. But tomorrow morning, mañana por la mañana. Tomorrow afternoon, mañana por la tarde. Mañana por la noche, tomorrow night. So let me know when you have those typed in. All right, give me a thumbs up or send me an emoji when you're done with these. All right, Jamarian's done. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Brooke. All right, and then you guys, we have in here kind of a couple of slides of maybe some extras, okay? So a veces, and you don't have to include these. These are just some extras. Los fines de semana, which is weekends. Nunca, never. Siempre, always, todos los días. And then we have like, for how many hours a day. In this particular slide is one that you will see on the reading that we're going to do, okay? So, más de however many horas al día. So, for example, if somebody said, well, how many hours a day do you play video games, right? And you could say, oh, you know, más de una hora, more than 1 hour a day, okay? Más de however many horas a la semana in a week. If we wanted to say once a day, una vez al día, once a week, una vez a la semana, okay? Or if we want to talk about how many times a day or how many times a week, we would give the number like dos veces al día or dos veces a la semana. Okay, and if we want to use the word normally, we would say habituales, habituales. So those are going to help you, complete your the activity toward the end of the hour today. Okay, all right. Now, so how do these things work? Let's just say that you want to say, I like to play video games. I don't know. Sometimes, let's just use sometimes, right? So we could say, me gusta jugar los videojuegos a veces, right? You just tack them onto the sentence. Or just like in English, where we could say, sometimes I like to play video games. A veces me gusta jugar los videojuegos. Okay, so these work really no differently than they do in English, right? On the weekends, los fines de semana, me gusta nadar. I like to swim on weekends, whatever it is that we like to do, right? Yo siempre me gusta tocar la guitarra, right? I always like to play guitar, or I play guitar every day, todos los días, right? Me gusta jugar um, or tocar a la guitarra. Okay, so these work no differently than they would in English. Okay, you guys? Muy bien. Okay, hang on to your sheet. Let me stop sharing. Okay, don't go anywhere. And I'll show you something here in just a second. Okay. So if you can see my screen, you guys, we are in Canvas, obviously, and we are in Unidad 6. And this is what we've done so far. So this was your guided notes. Here's the vocab slides. And notice I just put in a copy of all of those phrases about how often you do something. Okay, clase? The next thing I want to pull up here for you is this visual guide. So we are going to be working with our verb to go. In your vocab sheet, you have down here at the bottom left, everybody with me here? See, can you see that? You all have the blanks here. So let's go ahead and fill this in. Our verb to go is ear. And what I'd like for you to do is fill in this bottom half. If you have everything else filled in, then you can submit. You can submit your guided notes. And then we're gonna look at this verb ear real quick. So go ahead and copy those forms. Yo voy, tú vas, él, ella, and usted va. Nosotros vamos. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes van. Now, what you don't need, as usual, right, you guys? Right now, you don't need this. And right now, you don't need this. And just an FYI, we will be using this verb in various ways all year long. Okay, so you don't need that one and you don't need that one. Okay, you guys, just FYI. I don't know why it's all of a sudden shape shifting. Well, that's why. Okay. Okay. Yo voy, I go. Tú vas, you go. Él va, he goes, or it goes. Usted va, you go. Nosotros vamos, we go. Ellos and ellas van, they go. Ustedes van, you all go. So give me a thumbs up once you have this filled out and let me know that you have submitted your vocab list. Okay, Jamarian, did you get this typed in? Once you get it typed in, make sure that you submit your vocab list if you don't have any blanks. If you have any blanks, then let me know what blanks you have and we can fill them in now. Okay, are we all done? Give me a thumbs up if you've got everything submitted. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Bueno. All right, so can y'all meet me in the modules then? Por favor. Go ahead and submit, Brooklyn, if you've got everything filled in. Jamarian, did you submit? Okay, I need everybody to meet me in Canvas, please. I need you to keep up with me, you guys, because we are running, short of time. We have to have everything done by the 17th, so we can do it together and send it off and, get it turned in, do it all together as a class. Then it'll make things easier for you, right? You can just check it off the list. Okay, so meet me in Canvas. And what I want you to do is open the interpretive reading. Okay. Thank you, Brooklyn. Yeah, and notice, you guys, oh, lordy, hang on one second. The date is wrong. You see what I mean? Brooke, I don't know, but Canvas is going to make me loony. Give me 1 second. I got to fix it. Otherwise, it won't work for any of us. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, so you guys refresh your screen so I can see if that fixed what we need to get fixed. Did that fix the date? Okay, good. All right. Jamarian, again, I hope you're following along, my friend. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's look at it. It's called Pyramid of Activities. Okay, and this is going to take some brains, right? Some thinking on our part. So that's why I want us to kind of work through some things together. So how are we going to complete this? Well, first we're going to look at the image. Okay, and it has like a key, like a legend, like a map would. And we need to understand those colors and that information in the key. Then together, you guys, we're going to read the questions together because we need to make sure we know what they're asking us in order to be able to complete what we need to complete. Then we're going to go back to the image and we're going to look for cognates and any vocab words. And then we're going to use all of those things to help us fill in the blanks. Okay, everybody clear about what we're doing? Yes? Okay. So you can see, you guys, why we're going to try to do this together, okay? Because it's a lot. All right, so go ahead and click on your object there, on your annotation thing. And this is what it should look like, okay? So notice that there's several parts, several questions, and this is why we're going to do it together. But the first thing we need to understand, like our instructions say, is what is happening here. Okay, so let's look at it together. So obviously, in any pyramid, you guys, we have more activities down here at the bottom than we do at the top. Okay, we also have a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. So the red, yellow, and green are trying to convey to us con qué frecuencia, how often these things are happening. Okay. So if we look down here at the bottom, are actividades habituales. Actividades habituales. So there's more of them. And based on the word, looking at the cognate, looking at it as a cognate, how often, you guys, do you think these things are done here? Con qué frecuencia? How often do you think these are done? What's it say? It says actividades habituales. What is your guess, Jamarian? You got a guess for me? Brooklyn, what do you think? Yeah, a lot. It happens a lot. But habituales, you guys, meaning, again, we can come back here, normally, right? Or every day. Something that happens, it's just normal part of the everyday, right? So something with a green light tells us, or something green tells us it's an actividad habitual, something that happens like normally. So what do we have? We have caminar or pasear con el perro, right? Walking the dog. Here we have jugar con los amigos, right? Playing with our friends. Let me erase my thing. Right? So here we have playing with our friends, jugar con los amigos. Here we have cleaning the house, right? Limpiar la casa. Here we have, again, playing with our friends, right? Playing different games with our friends, whatever we want to say, deportes, sports, whatever we do. Okay. Muy bien. So those are activities that we do on a regular basis. Then we have a yellow light. And of course, all of these things in the yellow is 3 veces a la semana. So clase, ¿con qué frecuencia hacemos actividades? How many times? 3 veces a la semana. So once again, if we look over here, right, it says una vez a la semana would be once a week. So what would 3 veces a la semana mean? Let me put that back up. Clase. If una vez a la semana is once a week, then what is 3 veces a la semana? 3 times a week. Muy bien. Okay, 3 times a week. Muy bien. 3 veces a la semana, our yellow is going to be 3 times a week. Now remember, you guys can use your text tools up in here. Yeah, and you can be typing in whatever you need to type in here to remind yourself. Okay. This is meant to be, like annotated on. Okay. All right. Our next one then is our red light. So anything in red here, right? And this is like TV, watching TV. So red light, no más de 2 horas al día. No más de 2 horas al día. Very good. So no more than, más is more, right? Menos is less. No more than 2 hours. When? Al día, what is that? A day. Muy bien. So if you need to remember that, you can, again, use your text tool. No more than 2 hours a day. So what they're saying is here, right? No veo la televisión, or maybe that's a computer game. No juego los videojuegos más de 2 horas al día, right? I don't watch TV more than 2 hours a day, or I don't play video games more than 2 hours a day, right? three times a week in our yellow here. There's dancing, there's riding, montar en bicicleta, bailar, jugar al tenis, right? Jugar al basketball. Okay, so everybody get the picture what's happening in the pyramid. Give me a thumbs up if you understand the pyramid. Okay, muy bien. All right, so let's come down here. Let's scroll down. Okay, and let's look and see what we are going to need to be able to do. So parte uno says, answer in español, and a one-word answer is okay. Escribe one actividad en la zona verde. So what do they want us to do in part one? It says, escribe una actividad en la zona verde, una actividad en la zona amarilla, una actividad en la zona roja. What is part one asking us to do? What do you think it's telling us? Yeah, very good. So you're going to describe one activity, right, in Spanish from each zone, okay? Okay, so that's part one, right? And obviously in Spanish. So if you need to use the slides in Canvas, if you need to use your guided notes again, you can open those up, whatever you need, okay? All right. Because the goal, of course, you guys, is always to use the vocabulary that I've given you, right? Not the looking up things online. That doesn't help us, okay? Okay. Our next one. Answer en inglés. In inglés, you guys, in English. But we need to understand what it's asking us. ¿Con qué frecuencia es recomendable hacer las actividades en la zona verde, en la zona amarilla, o en la zona roja? So again, what is con qué frecuencia? What does that mean again? How often? Okay, so how often is, right? What is recomendable? What's it look like in English? Yeah, very good, Jamari. So how often is it recommended? Yeah. What is hacer las actividades? How often is it recommended? What? What is hacer las actividades? Well, what is actividades? Activities, yeah. Hacer is our verb to do. Remember, to do or make. So how often is it recommended to do blah, 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 whatever the activity, okay? Right? In the zone green, in zone yellow, in zone red. How often? And you can answer in English. Now, we've already translated those, so really that's all you got to do, okay? How often is it recommended, according to the pyramid, yeah, of activities, how often is it recommended? Well, we already translated those. Again, you can just fill those in the blank, okay? All right, let's come down here to number 3, because number 3 is the tricky part. Okay, so I need your attention. It says, answer in español. So this is about you. This is about you. Okay, again, I don't care if it's true or not. What I care about is that you are using the vocabulary that you've been given, okay, in Spanish. So let's make sure that we understand each question. You guys can use your text tool if you need to for translation. ¿Con qué frecuencia haces ejercicio? What do you think, you guys? What is haces ejercicio? What's it look like? How often? What? How often do you exercise? Muy bien. So if you need to remind yourself, do you exercise? Okay. How often do you exercise? Okay. ¿Con qué frecuencia lees un libro? What is número 8 asking? How often do you read books? Muy bien. Okay. ¿Con qué frecuencia sales con tus amigos? How often do you what? Yeah, hang out with friends. Yeah. How often do you go out with friends? Okay. Muy bien. Okay. Número 10. ¿Cuántas horas haces la tarea cada noche? It's a long question. What is cuántas? They give us the word hours. So what do you think it's asking? Cuántas, like quantity. Very good, Jomarian. So how many hours? How many hours? Haces la tarea? Do you what? Do homework. Tarea is homework or schoolwork. Okay. Each, cada, right? Each. What's noche? Each. What's a noche? Yeah, night or evening. Very good. I'll just put evening in here. Okay. Muy bien. So how many hours do you do homework each evening? Okay. All right, I have to erase, you guys. All right. All right, número 11. ¿Cuántas horas al día estás conectada a la tecnología? Celulares, computadoras, videojuegos, televisión, etcétera. So what is 11 asking? ¿Cuántas horas al día estás conectada a la tecnología? What's your guess, you guys? What's it asking? Well, we already got how many hours from up here. So how many hours al día? What's al día? How many hours? Let's figure it out. Let's not use the internet. How many hours a day? Yeah. Are you, what is conectada? How many hours a day are you? What is conectada, Jomarian? What's it look like in English? Connected. Yeah. So how many hours a day are you connected to technology, right? So that's phones, computers, video games, TV, whatever. Okay. So number 11, how many hours a day are you connected to technology? Okay. All right. Last one, número 12. ¿Cuántas horas, how many hours duermes? Do you sleep each night? How many hours do you sleep each night? Okay. All right. Any questions? Okay. So I've helped you pretty much. What you guys need to do is make sure that you answer in Spanish or answer in English or answer in Spanish. Okay. And you're going to use the vocab that I have given you that's in your module. You're not going to go online to answer these. Okay. All right. Any questions about what we're doing? Okay. So I'm going to give you work time today to finish this and ask me any questions. So I do expect for y'all to turn this in before we leave today. You also have work time. Are you missing assignments in Canvas? Are you missing assignments in VHL? Are there things that you want to redo? Remember that yesterday I assigned a VHL Ellos son interesantes, I think it was called. Brooke, when you have a minute, I want you to look at that because I think there were some maybe you need to reread the instructions again or something like that. And then let me know if you want me to reassign it for you. Okay. All right. Everybody cool with what we're doing for the rest of the block? This thing needs to be turned in before you leave. And when you're finished, we need to get caught up on our work. Okay. Again, one of the reasons we're doing this together is in case you have a question. So if you have a question, just pop it in the chat. Oh, you know what, Brooke? I'm thinking of a different student. It wasn't you. It was a different student. My apologies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brooke. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. I looked at my reminder notes and I didn't pay attention to the student names. So I apologize. Glad that I don't have that lagging as bad as I had yesterday. That's helpful. A semana is a week. like the week. Mhm. Hmm. Marion, did you see my chat? Thank you. How are we doing? Anybody have any questions? So you would say una vez. So let me get there. In your pyramid, up at the very top, it says what, 3 times? Or I mean, in the middle, it doesn't say something like 3 times a week in the yellow. Tres veces a la semana. Is that what it says? Right? So you would just make it una vez a la semana, right? Una vez. So Jamarian, if you need the vocab slides should still be posted. If you can't access your guided notes, the slides should still be there. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's good. With you. All right, we have about 4 minutes left, and I do have a little short video just to finish off this activity, or thing about activities, I should say. So make sure that y'all can hear me and see my screen. Okay, uno, dos, tres, here we go. Oh, well, maybe not. No.
Like this song, me gusta esta canción. Oh, I guess I don't need to yell, huh? So listen, when learning a new language, it's very useful to be able to communicate what you do and don't like. So I want you to have this one in your pocket if a teacher or friend asks you, ¿Qué te gusta hacer? Or what do you like to do? Are you ready?
It's Basho and Friends, here we go! Yo, me gusta bailar, me gusta cantar, me gusta saltar. Tú, ¿te gusta bailar? ¿Te gusta cantar? ¿Te gusta saltar? Nosotros, nos gusta bailar, nos gusta cantar, nos gusta saltar. ¿Y a mis amigos? ¿Qué les gusta hacer? A mi maestra le gusta bailar, le gusta cantar, le gusta saltar. A mis amigos les gusta bailar, les gusta cantar, les gusta saltar. A Robot le gusta bailar, le gusta cantar, le gusta saltar. ¿Sabes qué, Robot? A mí también.
No, Brooke, I did not.
Yo. Tú. Nosotros. A mis amigos. Muy buen trabajo.
Okay, that's a good review of Gustar. All right, clase. All right, couple more minutes. Stick around. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have trouble getting that turned in. Okay, you guys, that's our time. Have a felicísimo fin de semana. Have a wonderful weekend. Yeah. Stay safe y nos vemos lunes, right? See you Monday. Yeah. Okay, adios.